Hello guys, I just realized that I forgot to demonstrate the user interface and talk about the switching mechanism, which is possibly one of the most important feature of a diving light. Okay? User interface. To prevent from accidental activation, you can basically press on the switch as fast as you can. It will not turn on the light. However, if you press and hold, it will turn on the light. All right? When it's on, every quick press cycle through the 4 different levels. So that's turbo, high, medium, and then you have low. Okay? And then again for turbo. If you double tap the switch while on, you have SOS. So there you go. It's gonna just do SOS. Okay? And then if you press in it one more time, it will cycle back to the last constant brightness mode you have on. All right? Again, double click, you go into that SOS mode. Single press brings you back to constant brightness, and then press and hold to turn it off. So the user interface is quite straightforward. There's no accidental activation, and I like that a lot. All right. How is it put together? So this is the key point that makes this light a true diving light. There's a very large, not large, but there's a very thick stainless steel plate here. The switch is also made out of stainless steel, all right? And the stainless steel hold down the switch. At the end of the switch, there's a magnet. This magnet goes into a cavity that is totally isolated from the interior of the light. On the circuit, there's a transistor that sticks up, all right? And it's, the whole entire light is magnetically activated. So basically, there is a transistor sitting inside of the light, completely sealed inside, and then at the end of this switch, there's a magnet. Every time you press this button, a magnet gets closer to that transistor, triggering the powering on or deactivating the light. All right. So if you remove these 4 screws here, you can totally take out this plate, take out this metal push button here, and under it, it would just be a cavity. There is no direct path into the light. So let me see how I can say that in a different way. So basically, the light was CNC'd out of a block of, the head at least, out of a block of aluminum. So the cavity was CNC'd inside of it, but it doesn't connect to the interior of the light. So even if you pour water on here, there's no way for it to go in. Basically, the magnetic switching mechanism floats in the cavity, but not connected to the inside of the light. Everything is activated by magnets. So technically, you can grab a big magnet and just hold it right up to the light here. It will activate the light. Okay? And that's about it. I'm not sure how good of a stainless steel this material is. As I said, I've never went diving. I haven't dipped it in salt water. But I'm sure it's a quality good enough that it would not rust on you with exposures to salt. All right? However, just as maintenance, if this was my light, if I take it out diving or into any harsh environment, I would rinse it anyway. And maybe once in a while, if there's dirt or sand or whatever that gets inside that intrude with the smooth operations of the switch, I would just remove the 4 screws, take it out, clean it, and you don't have to worry about it violating any of the electronics on the inside because it doesn't connect. It just sits in a cavity, and that's it. All right. I hope that demonstrates the UI and talks about the switch. And like I said, this is the switch mechanism for a diving light. You do not want physical rubber boot because that doesn't withstand water pressure very well. Okay, and rubber boot, they're not very reliable. I wouldn't say not reliable, but they're not very durable, and they can rip and torn. So this is, in my opinion, the best switching mechanism for a diving light. And at first, when I first got the light, I think that the button should be protected more, so without accidental activation, but the engineers thought about it. And you can see here, there's almost no way of accidental activating the light. Let's count and see how long it will take to press and hold for it to turn on. 1001. So it's about a second, all right? And then you press and hold to turn it off the same way. So you hold it down for a whole entire second for it to activate. So yeah, that's not likely for accidental activation, so nothing to worry about there, in my opinion. That's all I have to say about the switch and the user interface. All right, sorry I missed that in the main video. Thank you guys.